Hello everyone, I'm Babette Ward, RN Compliance Officer for Standards Home Health. We're here today to demonstrate the correct way to put on PPE and remove the PPE, frequently referred to as donning and doffing. So I have Shandy Jones with me to help demonstrate this. First, we need to determine what type of PPE is required. We have contact precautions, we have droplet precautions, we have airborne precautions. So all of that needs to be taken into consideration. A couple of illnesses that come to mind are TB and COVID. Of course, COVID's on the forefront right now, and all of us have that on our mind. So in home health, if we're going to have to put on PPE, we have to do it usually outside the home unless you know there's a clean area inside. But for most purposes, we put it on outside, either on the porch or a stoop area. And we might start with shoe covers, but in most cases, we're not using those currently unless they're required through an assisted living. Some of them are requiring that and also head covering, but that is not required for COVID per the CDC guidance. I do recommend that all nurses have their hair up, either clipped, because we don't want it falling around on top of your dirty gown or it being exposed to droplets or airborne illnesses. So you need to keep that in mind. Men, if we're wearing an N95 mask, you should not have facial hair because it impairs the fit of the N95 and defers from protecting you from any airborne or droplet illnesses. So again, like I said, we're not going to use the shoe covers today. The first thing we would do is disinfect our hands. Need to do this for at least 20 seconds, and you put the solution on your hands, the palm of your hands, and you cover the backs of your hands and rub that vigorously, as well as in between the fingers and around the thumbs to make sure you do a good job. Okay. Then the first thing we would do is put the gown on. Our particular gowns have the loop opening that you put over your head. A lot of gowns, we also have some of those that tie all the way down. This one has the tie at the waist. The sleeves have the thumb openings, and that's to help when you put your gloves on that you can cover the end of the sleeve. We need to make sure and tie the gown at the back so that we're protected. Okay. Then next what we do is put on a mask, and we're going to demonstrate the surgical mask. It depends on what illness or what precautions you're using, but you may wear the surgical mask. You take the loops, hook them over your ears. You fit the metal strip there over your nose where it fits snugly. And then you take the bottom of your mask and slip it over your chin. And that's the correct way to wear the surgical mask. So for today though, we're going to demonstrate the N95 with our process. On the N95, you would slide your hand in between the mask and the straps. You sort of cup it. You put that to your face. You take the first strap and you put it to the top back of your head. And then you take the second strap that goes to the nape of your neck. And again, you would ensure that it's fitting snugly, that the metal piece fits against your nose. You feel all the way around. Then you would do a fit check. And that's when you would exhale into your mask. Feel if there's any air leaks whatsoever. If you do feel air leaks, then you would readjust the mask. You would check again, make sure that metal piece is fitting along your nose and the top part of your face there and around here. Now that you ensure that that fits well, we would go to putting on our face shield and or our goggles. So we typically, our nurses have the goggles, but we do have face shields available as well. So you just take the strap. Some are a little different than others, but most of them are basically a strap that goes on over your head. Keep that in place. So we'll have Shandy take that off now and then put on the goggles. We want to make sure that the strap is snug and that it's fitted to your face well, so that nothing can, droplets and so forth can fit into the mask. Make sure that it's nice and snug. Then we'll put on the gloves. And as you can see, like I said, that thumb opening there does help keep the sleeve down where that the glove can fit over and protect you that way. Good deal. So there you have it. That's how you correctly put on your PPE. Now we're going to proceed to taking off the PPE. And you have to remember that the outside is dirty, the inside is clean. So the first thing you would do, and there's two ways that you can do it. I recommend this way, is that you take your hands with your gloves on and you grasp your gown and you pull it off, and it should break away from the neck. So just pull it off. There you go. And work it down. Just have your gown and then pull it away from the tie in the back. It all breaks loose. And the inside is clean again. There you go. And we throw that away. Very good. The next, you would take off your goggles. And it's difficult sometimes in home health as to where you have a place to put things. You can actually take a table that you could use outside the home, a little folding table. But we would take off the goggles, and we're going to use this desk as if it were maybe a little table or a place that you have, you're putting your equipment, because we'll disinfect those later. And then you will take off the mask. And you will reach the back because that's not contaminated, it's behind you. And these are made to be disposable. But in instances where there is a shortage of N95 masks, and we have had that issue recently with the COVID, then CDC does have guidance on reusing these masks. Now then, if you had adequate number of masks, then you would throw that away. But if you do not, we can reuse these by putting them in a paper bag. There you go. And then we would fold that paper bag. Then she would disinfect her hands first. Very good. Then we would identify this mask for this particular patient. Like I said, this is only in cases where there is a shortage of N95 mask, and that, like I said, has been the case with COVID. So she's written the name on there. We save that for that patient to use only on that patient if they are positive for COVID. Otherwise, if we have adequate masks, we would throw that away. Now then, any equipment that she has used inside the home, she would disinfect. Now this would include, if we used a blood pressure cuff or stethoscope or anything, this would include all of that equipment. We do not have that here today, but she will demonstrate disinfecting the goggles. No, there you go. These are alcohol wipes. There are bleach wipes. There are a number of things that would qualify as disinfecting material to be used to disinfect, and right now we have the alcohol wipes. And she's doing a very thorough job of cleaning all of that, the plastic part of the mask, and then as well as the strap, even though basically it's behind the head. Right. And then she can put it in her bag appropriately, or a storage type bag. If you have any questions at any time about PPE and how to use it, how to put it on, how to take it off, you can certainly contact your directors, your clinical managers, or myself. We'll be more than happy to help you out or answer questions about this. Thank you for looking at this video.